Yo, so what's going on, boys and leg spreaders? My name is Pwnys. How the hell are the battlefielders doing today? Mr. Recon, assume the position. Well done, sir. Oh man, he was just bent straight through that window, nothing to do. He just went limp. Oh god, how the hell are you guys doing though? I'm in a fabulous mood. Yeah, get my parkour on. Fuck you. This is actually one of those gameplays where I'm using the G36C, which is my favorite my favorite wrestling weapon, and I think it's an extremely aggressive one. It kind of reminds me of the UMP-45, except for it's, built for the engineer category. I do love to use the holographic on it. I don't know why. Can't tell you. It's just a preference. If you've never used it, give it a go. It just seems a little bit more comfortable for me. I generally use it on certain weapons, maybe like shotgun, something that has a lot of spread or a lot of recoil, because it kind of gives me the general area where my ammo is going to hit. It kind of makes me a little bit more comfortable with suppression, too, because I know where it should be, where the spread should be. So it's just something that I like to use for comfort purposes. But anyway, I'm actually here to talk about something that I think is kind of important, something that I'd also like to have your opinion on. And I want to encourage you guys to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys honestly think about this, what's more important to you, and why. So stay tuned. Feel free to listen to the whole video and do what you want. Leave your opinions. I'm going to leave a voting on Facebook, too, against the two, which is more important. I find both of them are very important, but which one, if you had to pick one, would be the one that you think they should focus on? But something I wanted to talk about. I have been posting a lot of Battlefield 4 videos because it's all speculation. It's all about, what-if situations, where there are people that have actually been out there and have played the game and know a little bit about it. I don't feel like I'm qualified enough to talk about the game outside of things that I'd like to see or a wish list or something like that. I feel that there is actual gameplay out there. There are people that have experienced the game, and they can actually teach and talk about the game, and I'm just not there yet. So that's why I haven't been posting too much Battlefield 4, but this topic came to mind due to a conversation I had with subscribers in a TeamSpeak, and it was a really, really good talk. And it's basically, what is more important? Is it weapon balance, like gun balances, like making sure all the guns are kind of on par with each other but slightly different, or is it class balance? For example, a lot of people want balanced weapons. There are the main three that stick out. The AEK, the M416, and the M16A3 are generally the most dominant weapons in the game and are considered OP because, well, over meaning more or higher, and power is power. So it's just kind of how it is. So it's basically set to the level that those guns are considered overpowered. So it's not like they break the guns. When people say overpower, it doesn't mean USAS frag rounds for those that have been around during those tragic, tragic days. It does not necessarily mean it breaks the game. It's so horrible. I mean, that is one of the things that it can be, but it also just means it's better than the rest. Therefore, it's slightly unnecessary. So a lot of people think that gun balance is very, very important in the game because of a few different reasons. I, for one, like to experiment. Okay, that's just horrible wording there, Pwn. I like to have a variety, if you will. I like to be polygamous. You know what I mean? I'm just like, that's just how I am. I love to have variety. I paid money for a game, and I honestly feel that I want to experience everything in it. I shouldn't have to worry about taking my, PP-19 against a M16, because 9 times out of 10 I'm going to lose that gunfight. So I shouldn't have to worry about that. I should be able to mess around and use shotguns and SMGs. I think there could be a little bit more balance, and they did try a lot. They've nerfed things. They've done things. I give them credit for trying, and it's very hard to do in a video game. It took Call of Duty, 10 years to get it right? So, to be fair, it takes a lot of time to balance that out, but it is essential, I think. What's the point in adding DLC and adding such a variety of weapons and customizations if all it takes is just having 1 or 2 guns just naturally being better than the rest? At that point, it's just kind of discouraging to me. And that's just one of those things. I mean, I pay money for it. I want to experience every bit of it. I'd like to use the different kinds of weapons, but, it's just one of those things. And it's always a preference set of sort of thing. And then you've got class customization, which is basically a class balance sort of idea. And that is what is more important to you when it comes down to it. So do you think gun balance would be more important so that every gun has a fair shot? And, obviously some should excel. Some machine guns should excel at close range over assault rifles. Doesn't mean assault rifles can't kill it, but so on and so forth. So I think there should be a good set of balance, but there's also class balance that Battlefield 3 was missing, terribly. And basically what happened is while they were trying to balance things out, trying to make things work, a lot of things just went overlooked, and the strongest guns in the game are in the assault category. Not only are they strongest guns in the game, but you have the ability to revive, you got the ability to stack points with the health, you have the only category in the game that has the smoke and launchers, and the mass has a shotgun secondary, basically. So the class overall was overpowered, and I'm pretty sure there's not a single one of you right now that will not argue that would argue that it's not overpowered, because everyone here should be in unison with that one right there. I'm sure all of us can agree on that. And, you know, Engineer's not bad. It's got a couple of great weapons. The QBZ's pretty solid. The M4A1 can compete with a lot of those guns. But it just naturally, equipment-wise, you know, you got the small and some of the other stuff, and that's probably the second most popular one. Recon, I think, is extremely useless, because they're stuck to basically using only bolt-action rifles, semi-automatic weapons, and the all-kit weapons, which the all-kit weapons are probably the best way to use the Recon, because the sensor for defense is very, very, very important to the gameplay. You have the beacon that is great for, you know, the portable uterus is just one of the best pieces of equipment in the game. Just the class itself is not strong enough for people to want to use it and have those beacons out there on a regular basis, because when I play Recon, I want to snipe. But to be fair, it's a headshot or die situation most of the time. Long-range sniping generally keeps a player out of the game, and it's not strong enough. Yeah, you might pick off a couple kills and not die in the game, but that's a player slot that could be pushing the objective. So I feel that the Recon class is probably the worst in this game, and a second close to the support. Not a lot of people use support. It's not one of those aggressive things. It's more of a passive, patient play style. The IAR is not bad for rushing, but most of the other guns, they're strong, they're potent, they're great for suppression. But to be straight honest with you, the guns themselves do not compare to almost every other gun in the Engineer or the assault loadout. I mean, yes, they could be good in the right hands and stuff like that. In the right situations, it could be a great class, but it just doesn't have the popularity or resources to support it. C4 is great. You generally have to get close. Unfortunately, you can't throw it or lob it. You got to be right up on it and put a happy little sticker on the side of an LAV. You just really just got to be too close. So I think the equipment is not bad on it. The ammo is very, very essential, but I just feel the class is not used, just like the Recon, to its potential. So it's just my feeling, and leave a comment down below. Also check out the Facebook poll down below as well. It's in the description. And tell me what you think. What is more important? Do you think if Battlefield had to get one of those right, what would be best in your opinion, and why? Leave a comment, especially why. So do you think weapon customization, weapon balance should be the most important, or do you think class balance, so that the guns are evenly spread so each class has a solid, reliable weapon in it? Leave a comment down below, guys. Have a great day!